Hey, what's up guys, it's Atlanta Georgia back from the video, and today I'm finally answering the questions y'all left in the Q&A. I'm so sorry this was delayed. I should have done this video like a week ago, but I didn't because I was constantly getting flustered by stuff. Schoolwork was in the way, there was a UD situation going on, but it's been taken care of. So, I'm back. I give you guys plenty of time to leave some questions in the comments, and I was not let down. There were 300 comments. However, because there are 300 comments, I cannot read all of them. If you asked a question that was in the previous Q&A video, I'll leave a link in the description by the way. If you left a question there that I've already answered, then I'm not going to be reading the question. Because I need to kind of go through this as fast as possible because I want this video to be less than an hour long. So, it's nothing personal, but, you know, if I've already read your question in the previous video, it might not have been your question, but it might have been the same thing. I won't be reading it here. But I actually had a failed recording attempt where I was an hour through and I only read about 3/4 of the comments. Most of the questions are brand new, but some of them are already asked, so I'm just going to be skimming through those. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So, question 1 from Freeway, Maine, or I'm sorry, Minnesota. That's Minnesota, I'm such an idiot. In general, why do UD players grind on ultimate driving, and what's the point of grinding? That's actually a great question. People have a lot of different reasons. Some do it for just the numbers next to their name. Some want to be the best. For example, like Max Power Plays, he's going for 1,000,000 miles. I don't know how he's going to do that. So he's trying to go to be the best. There's some people who are trying to get better ranks than others. Some just want status, you know. Some people just want to have high numbers. Personally, I'm the type of person who likes to have high numbers and likes to have a lot of cars, which is why I'm doing a spending spree soon. Which is also why I don't like spending much. I like to keep my numbers kind of high. But that's mainly the reason why people want to grind, is to keep their numbers up. Question 2. What's the most overpriced car in UD that is totally worth it? Probably the LVN, simply because you can make up to $1.6 million in 4 hours. I've said that millions of times. But it's a really good grinding car. A lot of people are saying that it's worse, like it's horrible. The handling is not the best. However, it is a good grinding car. Question 3, do you plan on redoing your setup at one point in the future? Yes, I do actually. Last time I tried to record it, I did it on my iPhone 11, and I had my settings to 4K and 60 frames. Yeah, my editing software had a heart attack trying to render that, so I had to scrap it. It would have been done like 4 months ago, but that didn't happen, so I'll probably do it again eventually, but right now my setup is an absolute mess. And besides, nothing has really changed much. Now, if I get like a new monitor or a new mouse, new keyboard, something like that, I'll let you guys know. I'll do a video on that. But until then, I'm just going to kind of keep it, you know, off the channel for a while. Alright, next question from Devi Game YT. How much Robux did you use in this game? So, in the last video, I did some calculations. It took a solid 20 minutes. I've spent 11,000 Robux in UD alone. I've probably spent like another 6,000 in other games, but I've spent 11,000 Robux on UD. That's all license plates, paint back when it used to cost Robux because you had to actually pay Robux to paint your car back in the day. Let's see, what else? Advanced boost. I think one time I bought cash. I bought like $500,000 when the game was still kind of old. I forgot what I used it for. I think I bought like an RV or something, but there was that. Plus, there's more boost and stuff. That's literally all it was just boost plates, paint, and that $500,000 I spent. It was a lot. So it was 11,000. Girlfriend, sadly no. Who would want to date a slob that plays on Roblox at the age of 14? No clue. How much Robux did you buy in Roblox? Probably 17,000. So over $100 easily. How much hours did you play UD? Thousands. Easily thousands. From start to now. Easily thousands. What was your favorite car in UD and in real life? In UD, I actually kind of like the new Mustang that was added. I know the chassis are extremely weird, but I actually just like the look of the car. I mean, it drives alright, but in terms of like acceleration, it's not that good. But also, my other favorite car in the game is that van that goes like 180. It's like a B-Team van. I forgot what it was called, but it's the GMC van that goes 180. That's by far one of my favorite cars in the game. And in real life, I'd probably go for like a Mustang, like 2005, maybe 90s, something around there. I'd like one of those. Plus, let's see, what else do I want? Favorite car, like maybe like supercar wise, maybe like a Ferrari 458 Italia. That's one of my dream cars that I know I probably won't be able to get ever. The only way I would even manage that is if I had a good paying job and YouTube decided, or like I just managed to gain like another 100,000 subscribers or more. But until then, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, rip. Do you want the 2012 Venom GT, and do you want race cars such as F1 cars and NASCARs when the new chassis come? Well, I guess the new chassis are already in the game now, but they're gonna gradually like put chassis on all the cars in the game over time. It's probably gonna take them a year, but I would like to see the 2012 Venom GT. It would be a cool addition into the game. F1 cars, if they were to add like F1 cars, they need to be extremely expensive. I don't want to see millions of F1 cars going around the game and just causing chaos. I'd say if they were to add F1 cars, they need to be at least $1 million, because I don't want to see like F1 cars that cost like 200 grand just flying around the map. Like, that'd just be extremely annoying over time. So that would be cool to add as long as they were a little expensive. When you started Ultimate Driving, it sounds like it was supposed to be a statement that was going to go on further. But anyways, I started Ultimate Driving April of 2017. That's when I started playing the game a lot. Are you going to start playing other driving-related games since you've basically mastered UD now? If I was to play any other driving game on Roblox, it'd probably be Greenville, simply because of the vehicle variety. It has cars that I don't think I've ever seen in a video game ever. Like, I mean, what kind of driving game out there has a Pontiac Grand Prix? Or a 90s minivan? Like, seriously, no driving games have those. So, it'd probably be Greenville, if anything, so, yeah. How long do you honestly think UD will last in the state as a game right now? Well, based off of player opinions that I've noticed, not very long. Not many people are liking the way UD has turned out. A lot of people are saying that it's becoming vehicle simulator. Personally, I can definitely see why they'd think that. I still play it simply because I like RPing in the game. It's really fun. I'm kind of shifting out of the UD like grinding community, because I mean, what's the point of grinding anymore? All I'm grinding at this point is just like team ranks, like police team, EMT, mailman, stuff like that. I've just been grinding that, and that's it, really. Speaking of grinding and such, the spending spree is coming very soon. Hopefully next weekend it should be coming out, because I gotta grind a little bit of cash, because I'm $7 million away from where I want to be. So I'll let you guys know. What's your thoughts on the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, and what car do you recommend getting after that? Well, Koenigsegg 1-to-1 is actually a pretty good grinding car in the game. Now, I'd prefer a Venom over the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, but a lot of people prefer it over the Venom just because of looks. After that, I'd probably say getting either a Devo or an LVN, because you don't want to get like a Venom or a Veyron, because that's not an upgrade. In fact, it's probably more of a downgrade of anything, like getting a Veyron or something. So I'd probably say going for like either a Devo or an LVN, because you got to take decent jumps. Like, you don't want to just take tiny steps and gradually getting better, because I mean, it does make your car collection grow bigger, but it also makes the grinding time so much longer. So I don't recommend doing that. Question 1, how to reduce lag in Ultimate Driving? Ever since Victory Road, my game lags. I honestly don't know. I think they removed the option to lower your foliage quality. That's what it's called. One way I do know you can reduce your lag is by turning your graphics down. If you hit escape and you turn your graphics down, if you've already done that, I have no solution for you. It's either because your computer is a potato or your internet is an absolute potato. That sounds so, like, that makes me sound like I don't know anything about computers. Your internet is a potato. Yes, that's what it is. So, yeah, pretty much, if you lag in UD with your graphics down, it's because it's either your computer or your internet. Question 2, what car should I go for? I have the Venom F5, should I say for the LVN, or is there a different car I should get before then? Like I've said a million times in other videos, if you're a slow grinder and you don't have much time on your hands to grind, definitely go for like a Devo, because that way it can kind of help you get the LVN a little bit quicker. And if you are a fast grinder, meaning that you grind a lot frequently, meaning you can make $1 million or more per week, definitely get the LVN. Alright, so the top question's already been asked, but I'm going to go ahead and ask the second, or I'm going to answer the second question. What's the worst car in UD? Not just by top speed. Worst car in UD, I'd probably say something like the Apollo Aero, simply because of its handling. It's absolute garbage. You can't even keep the thing in a straight line at all, like going over 100. So, probably that car. But in terms of looks, it's pretty good. It's just the handling on it sucks. And question number 3, what are your thoughts on the new chassis? I don't know about the chassis, to be honest. I mean they're good and they're bad. They're good because like it kind of has a slightly more realistic feel in some ways. In some ways it's completely unrealistic in all terms. But other than that, I mean the chassis are okay. Now they definitely need some more work. I will say they definitely need more work. But for now, I honestly don't know. I really don't know. The chassis are weird. Alright, another question. How long will it take to get the LVN? I'm rank 152 and I have the Venom and I have 1.4 million. I grind 1 to 3 hours a day. Okay, so I'd say it'd probably take you about a week or 2 to get to the LVN. Now, you said this a week ago, so if you've still been following that, you'll have it next week, probably. So, just keep on doing what you're doing, and you should have it within a week. Yo, Atlanta, should I get the Chiron or the Dive? The Dive. Get the Dive. I'd probably say get the Devo, simply because it's a lot better than the Chiron. I've heard a lot of bad things about the Chiron, like the handling. I don't know if those are true, because I've hardly even driven the dang thing, and I don't even own it yet. So, I'd prefer a Devo, but it's your opinion, or it's, your choice. Has PETA come to take your cat from the field recording attempts part 3 video? Thankfully, no. I would never hurt her. She's a good cat. Speaking of which, she's on my bed right now. I'm gonna try and wake her up. Whenever, like, you squeeze, like, if you just slightly squeeze her back while she's sleeping, she kind of makes a little meow sound. I'm gonna try and do it. She's on the bed right now. Alright. Shh. Why isn't she waking up? Oh, there she is. Okay. Scared me for a sec. I thought she was dead. Trust me, if I hurt her in that video, she would be scared of me. She'd be, like, hissing at me, but she's fine. The only reason I yelled at her in that video because she would not leave me alone. So, yeah. If you could, what car would you add to UD? By the way, love your vids. Thank you so much. Probably just a base Ferrari for Italia, because I know they have the Pista and the Tributo. Is that what it's called? I know those are kind of identical to the Forza Italia, but they're not the same. They're not the base model. I want the base model to be added, and maybe make it cost like 500k. It'd be nice. Curious, how often do you see BMW Z4 Cabriolet / convertible in Ultimate Driving? I own one myself. Thought it was worth asking since I don't see them at all that much. I know what car you're talking about. I actually don't see them that much either. I used it once for like an RP session like a month ago, and that's the last time I've even used it. So it's a pretty rare car in the game. If you own one, I actually said take it back to a car show maybe, as long as it's not riced. Pretty rare car. Alright, we got a lot of questions here. Ooh, okay. Alright, question 1. I'm sorry, I didn't even read what you said before. I've asked these in-game with you before, but I want people watching to see as well. Alright. Question 1. If you could have any car removed from UD, what would it be? Y'all are asking me such tough questions, and they take me so long to answer. Car to remove. I wouldn't say the Aventador. I don't hate the car that much. It's mostly just some of the drivers. I don't hate the car like that. Let's see. Car to remove. What's a car that's just so bad, like no one ever even drives it, no one even cares about? I actually cannot give you an answer. I honestly cannot give you an answer. If I was going like driver based, like if I could like get rid of like a whole driver selection, I'd probably either say the Aventador or the Lamborghini FFR. One of those two. I know it's not the FFR, it's the Vision 12, but one of those two I'd probably want gone. But I don't really hate the cars themselves, I just kind of hate the drivers sometimes. I'm not saying I hate all of them, so if you're watching this and you drive one of those two cars, I don't hate you. Don't take that message like that. But some of them can get on your nerves. Some of them can get on your nerves sometimes, so that's probably why I'd want them removed. If you could choose any car to be added into UD, what would it be? Like I said, Ferrari 450 Italia. I think I said that wrong. I said too fast. Question 3. In looks, what car in UD is the best in your opinion? Well, a lot of the cars look pretty good in the game, but there are some that just look absolutely disgusting. I honestly can't give you a list of all the cars that look best, because a lot of them look pretty good. Question 4. Try new driving games part 3? Maybe. I actually tried recording that video 2 weeks ago. It sucked horribly. I quit like 10 minutes into it, so I'll see when I can get it done. I quit UD a few months ago, and now I'm in love with Minecraft. I love Minecraft too. Can you give me some reasons to come back? Because my friend Spirit R Gaming, hey, I know him, wants me to come back. In the current state of UD, I cannot give you a reason why to come back. Now, if any updates in the future cause the game's population to spike, I can give you a reason there. Let's just say, for example, the Trucker update comes out and it's good. That's a reason right there, because the Trucker update has brought in a lot of new people and it's made the game a lot better. In the current state that UD's in right now, it's just a bug fest. So for now, I'd probably say stick to Minecraft. I'm not hating on UD, I'm just saying it has a lot of bugs right now, so I'd probably just stick to Minecraft for a little while. Alright, another question. Nice content, keep it up. Question. If you could choose to pick between the FFR as a grinding car or the Pagani, keeping the car on 4 tires, I struggled so much reading that. I'm not even going to cut that out. I just want y'all to hear the pure struggle in my voice. I need a drink. But, alcohol, no, I'm just kidding. FFR or Pagani, I'd probably prefer the Pagani simply because it's a lot more stable than the FFR, but I'm pretty sure the FFR has better stats. I've never really used those two to grind, but I'd probably say personal preference, the Pagani, but it's your choice. If you want to keep the car on 4 tires, probably the Pagani. My questions are, what happened to Ultimate Driving? It used to be just a driving game where you could explore, RP, and have fun, but now it's almost all racing and grinding. I'm not hating since it isn't my game and they could do what they want. I just feel like there is way too many cars and less fixing the game's bugs and map building. I can agree with you 100% on that. The game is like shifting towards a more racing category over an RP category. Now, I know it's for both. It's not just for RP or just for racing. It's kind of mixed. But I have noticed there's been no new maps coming out. Hardly any. The last huge map that came out that I remember was Monroe. And that was by Index. And I don't even think Index builds anything anymore. I think all he does now is just kind of implements the new updated cars into his games. I haven't seen him work on a map since. But that's literally the last map that's come out. And that was 2018. So we really do need some new UD maps. It'd be great. Or at least updated, like, overhauled maps. Now, I have good news for you. Odessa is getting a huge overhaul in the area where that wooden tunnel is, or that bridge. You know where the tunnel is between Odessa and Bournonville, the one that kind of splits, and you need... It's that small tunnel. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But, that area is going to be overhauled pretty soon. I don't know how the progress is on it, but it is coming pretty soon, which will be great. But I do agree with you, there needs to be more map building and stuff like that. And plus, the game has become more of a grinding game than anything. Because back when UD was still kind of in its beginning phase, the best car in the game was like the Corvette, then the Diablo, then the McLaren Can-Am. I mean, it only costed like $200,000 to $900,000. Like, that's easy. But now, the most expensive car in the game is $24 million. On top of that, we have ranks. So, it's huge. There's a lot of grinding stuff. But I do agree with you. Question 2. When they allowed mobile players to get in the game and get the egg, I put a PS4 controller and surprisingly, it worked? What? While the Xbox One controller didn't, which is weird since the game is Xbox compatible on PC and the PlayStation wasn't supposed to work, but on mobile it did. The game run buttery smooth on my iPad Pro on max settings. Seeing how it worked well on the device 2.5 years during the time they allowed mobile players just to get the egg. I cannot read today. I think Ultimate Driving should be mobile compatible with the Xbox and PS4 controller. I agree with you. I have a PS4 controller, actually I have two. It would be awesome to use that for UD because my PC controller, the one I put tape on to move, it actually broke one of my USBs. It can still be used, but like the power in it, if that makes any sense, it doesn't work as well. Like when I put my microphone in it, it makes it extremely quiet, but when I put it in the second one, it makes it super loud. For example, my microphone's at half volume right now. If I was to put it into the other USB, it could be on full volume and you could hardly even hear me. It's really broken. Alright, question 3. Make the home pass free. With so many houses now and... Oh, I just hit... Question 3. Make the home pass free. With so many houses and limited players in UD servers, the home pass shouldn't exist anymore since it's kind of greedy right now. I think it will allow more of RP instead of just grinding and racing, which could be great for players that only want to spend time with friends. Now, here's the thing. They're actually going to be doing that. Smaller houses like trailers and maybe like the one-story houses with the garage, those are going to be free very soon. There's actually an update on the proposed updates where that's going to happen, but the bigger houses like the one in South Beach, like the ones in South Beach and like the two-story house, I think those are going to require the Game Pass. So like the trailers and the one-story houses, those will be free. But I don't know if that update's actually coming or not, but that is on the proposed updates list. So that's actually a good question. Atlanta, what kind of software do you record your videos with? Because I am start making my YouTube channel. I use OBS. It's free to download. There are no viruses. A lot of famous YouTubers use it. And it runs buttery smooth for me. So I definitely recommend getting like OBS or something because it runs buttery smooth. But I also do recommend that you edit your videos too. Don't just record it and upload the raw file. That's just extremely lazy. And you're not going to get much, you're not going to get many views with that. So get an editing software like Shotcut, or I don't really recommend this, but like pirating something. So some people do that, but I prefer you getting like something free like Shotcut. It's pretty helpful. That's a good question. Question 1, when are you going to do vlogs? Never. I don't do vlogs on the channel. I don't know why I would do vlogs. I'm a UD channel, but whatever. Question 2, why don't you play first-person shooter games on Roblox? I'm just not interested in that kind of stuff. If anything, I might get on Call of Duty on the PS3, but that's really it. I don't play many first-person shooter games. What's the schedule of your vids? Like, what day are you going to post your videos? I don't have a schedule at all. I just kind of upload whenever I feel like it, which isn't very, what's the word? It's not very efficient. But I'm still kind of a small YouTuber, so it's not like it really matters at this point. But I probably should start picking up the pace since my subscriber count's kind of skyrocketing at the moment. So yeah, I'll probably have an upload schedule one day. Can you do a video or a series where you look at / try and grind on beta maps? That's actually a great idea. However, there aren't many beta maps left out there. I mean, there's like Fontana Dam, there's Pleasant Valley, which I think is closed. There's Kent Island, and I can't really think of any other maps. I'm sure there's more, but that's all I can think of. Oh, Charleston, Jonesboro, Georgia. I actually tried that. I bought it and they closed it like a week later, which kind of sucks. But there are a lot of maps I could try, but I just haven't gotten around to do it. But that is a good idea. Question 1, do you even have a life? You grind so hard that you have 200 million, and here I am, I have 100k, and I'm so happy. Yes, I do have a life. Ever since I started high school, I feel like life just kind of took the wheel. I no longer have as much free time. Even on the weekends, I don't have as much free time anymore because I have so many projects and assignments due. But yeah, I feel like just school just kind of took over my life, and I haven't had time to grind at all. But before, when I still had a lot of free time, yeah, I really didn't have a life. All I did was play this game, but life kind of took over at this point. So yeah. What do you think Ultimate Driving needs to improve / add? It needs to improve its update quality. A lot of updates that come out, and there's just so many game-breaking bugs. For example, the gears are broken on some of the newer chassis. Like, it's saying like you're going reverse when you're going 160. You spawn under the ground a lot more. There's like car bugs with like the chassis and stuff. It's just there's so many bugs that they have, and I feel like they need to improve that like while they're still testing it. And plus, I think they need to add like bigger updates more often instead of adding just little small updates where they just add like 1 or 2 cars. I mean, nobody really asks for those most of the time, so yeah, I really don't get why they keep adding those updates. I think they should add a lot more bigger updates, like the trucker update, for example, or the hub update. Those need to come out pretty soon. Hi man, I just want to say I love the content. Thank you so much. I asked this question to ever UD YouTuber, not every, just ever UD YouTuber. Will UD ever be on mobile? Cause I'm a mobile player and I can't play UD anymore because my Xbox broke. That sucks. Probably not, simply because most phones cannot handle UD at all. If some people's computers can't handle UD, I'm sure phones can't. Like, I have an iPhone 11, I don't even think that thing will handle UD, so sadly, probably not. But it would be cool to see it on mobile if it wasn't that laggy. Our next question, what would you say is the best car in UD under 2 million? Probably either the Selena 7, maybe the Tesla Roadster, and the Porsche 918 Spider. Those are probably the best cars you can get around that price range. Good question. Alright, question 1. What is your favorite JDM/Japanese car? Probably the Toyota Supra, the 90s one, of course. The new one looks like a BMW. I'm sorry. To all my Tesla fanboys... Did I just say Tesla fanboy? What? I'm so brain dead today. To all my Tesla fanboys. To all of my Toyota fanboys in JDM, I'm sorry. The new Supra looks like a BMW. I'm sorry. It just does. But I like the 90s Supra. It's really fun to drive, in UD at least, and it's fun to see at like car shows and stuff. I've actually seen a bunch in real life. They're pretty good looking cars. But it's a good question. Question 2, will you ever be moving to Wayfort like some other people did? Darth. That's where he's been. Probably not. I'm not really into Wayfort that much. I mean, the game's alright, but I think I'm probably going to stick with UD over Wayfort. So yeah. What's your PC specs for anti-lag and ultimate driving? It sounds like it's like a script or something. I can't really name off much. I'm not really a computer geek, but all I know is my processor's an i5-7400. That's all I know. The reason why it doesn't lag in UD is simply because it's a desktop computer and it's pretty new. Trust me, in another 3 or 4 years, this computer probably won't even run UD. Because like as the years progress, the computer gets slower and slower and slower until it's almost impossible to use. Like my laptop, for example. When it was 2 years old, you could hardly even use it. When it was brand new, it was lightning fast. This computer, it's slowed down slightly, and it's 3 years old. So it's running good so far, but I just never had lag in UD. Now, the only times I ever lag in UD is when I'm driving in the underwater tunnels, or a certain area in Delancey Gorge, like where the map ends. I sometimes lag there. But other than that, my game's pretty smooth. So if you want to look up my computer, it's an HP Omen. I don't know the exact model, but you can look from there. It costs $800 currently. So yeah. Alright, question from Ford Mustang. How are you so productive? What do you do to stay focused, minimize distractions, and stay on task to upload YouTube videos? What makes you achieve such a consistent and active uploading schedule? Actually, my uploading schedule now is hardly even active. School gets in the way a lot now, and I actually do get distracted a lot too. Sometimes I just flat out don't feel like doing YouTube at the moment. You know, sometimes like I'll just be like, alright, I don't want to do UD stuff right now, or YouTube stuff, and I'll just kind of take a break. But the way I was productive before, I just literally had a bunch of free time. Like I had no interruptions at all. I had no, stuff to get done. There was no schoolwork. There was just nothing. But that was also during the quarantine and stuff, like when everyone was staying home, so I really had nothing to do. Now, on the other hand, I'm constantly busy doing stuff, so I can't really upload much, which kind of sucks, but it's the truth. Hopefully I can get my uploading schedule back on track the way it was, where I could upload like every 2 days, but until then, it's just going to be like once a week uploads. It sucks, but before, I just say because I had a lot of free time. I don't know what car to get. I have the Chiron, I have 3.3 million, and should I save for Devo or get LVN? Since you, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the edit. You have over 5 million now, and this was a week ago. So I'd probably say get the Devo over the Chiron. Wait, you already have the Chiron. I'm retarded. I'm sorry. I'd probably say get the LVN simply because you were able to go from 3.3 million to 5 million so quick. So if you want to just go ahead and just skip the Devo, go ahead. You should get there pretty soon. So good luck. Question 1, how disappointed are you on your username? Very, actually. If I could, I mean, I actually could change it right now if I wanted to, but I'd rather not spend 1,000 Robux just for a freaking name change. Like, that's just so unnecessary. So, for now, I'm gonna keep it the way it is. So, yeah, it sucks. I just want to remove the I's from my name. If I could do that, it'd be great. But, that's probably never gonna happen. Alright, question 2. Are you ever gonna make some Minecraft content? The only way I would ever make Minecraft content is if something wrong happened. Like if UD was shut down, or worst case scenario, I was permanently banned from UD, or Roblox, if that ever happened. Highly doubt that happened, because I've never done something that would deserve that. I would probably switch over to Minecraft content if that was the case, but I don't see that happening. Which might disappoint some of you guys, but I'm just not really much of a Minecraft YouTuber. Now, I did used to do a lot of Minecraft content back in the day. I made a city called Catersville. Makes no sense. It's supposed to be Cartersville, but I forgot the R, so it's just Catersville for 3 years. It's still on my PS4 right now, that map, and it's pretty big, so I should do like a tour of that one day. It'd be funny. But I'm probably never going to do Minecraft content on the channel. I was just in your game, but you left right when I joined. Well, I'm sorry. I do that a lot. To all my friends, you know, the reason why I'm reading this comment is because I actually saw this earlier. But a lot of my friends are really wondering, why do you join servers, stay AFK for a while, and then leave? Why do you join and leave immediately? I'm very picky with my servers, for example. I'm just really picky with my servers. If a server is dead, or it's just full of people who don't even make sense, I usually leave. So don't think I'm like trying to avoid you or something. Like, I'm not trying to avoid you at all. Like, if I was avoiding you, I wouldn't have friended you in the first place. I'm just really picky with my servers. If I stay in your server and I'm speaking longer than 5 minutes, that usually means it's a good server in my opinion. So I'm just really picky with my servers. That's probably why I left, because I didn't like the server. It's not your fault, don't worry. Question 1. When did you start playing Roblox? Why does that sound kind of German? When did you start playing Roblox? I started playing Roblox on my first account in, I'd say, June or July of 2016. And then I started on my current account in January of 2017. Question 2. Can you donate to me in UD, please? Sorry, but I don't donate, simply because there's the donation limit, and I'm currently saving for a huge spending spree, which is coming very soon. So, sorry, but I don't donate. Alright, question. Is the 19 Spider a good grinding car? I'm trying to get the Venom F5. I've got 1.1 million. It depends on what your current grinding car is. If it's like a Selena 7 or a Tesla Roadster, you should probably go just straight for the Venom F5. But if it's something bad, like let's just say you bought a car that you regret buying, get the 918. It's probably a good way to get to the Venom a little bit quicker if you bought a car that you didn't want. So, just do one or the other. Will you ever grind 1,000 miles in the lawnmower? No. Whoa. I wonder if y'all heard that. Somebody just decided to go pedal to the metal in their like diesel truck or something, and it was really loud. But anyways, I would probably never grind 1,000 miles in the lawnmower. That'd probably take like 3 weeks just to do. So I'm never gonna do that. Another question. Good lord, Venom, you were asking so many questions. Do you wish UD money transferred to real life? I would be living in a mansion with Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens everywhere if my money was transferred into real life. I'd have so much, but sadly, that's never gonna happen. It sucks. But I would love that. When will you buy all the cars in Ultimate Driving? Very soon, actually. I just want to let y'all know, if I was to ever quit UD before I was to quit permanently, I would buy every car in the game. Without a doubt. I would buy every single car with no regrets if I was to quit UD. What I'd probably do is I would probably buy the cars and then leave a week later. but I'm probably never gonna quit anytime soon unless something happens. So, anyways, I'm gonna be doing a spending spree very soon where I'm gonna be spending $30 million. $30 million, like that's a lot of money. So, y'all are gonna get to see me waste all my money. However, I actually might extend it to 40 million, but it's gonna take me a lot longer to do. So I honestly don't know, but for the time being, I'm gonna be spending 30 million. Any tips for grinding with a Selena 7? I'd probably say try your best keeping it on one side of the road. Don't go swerving everywhere, because I've had so many Selena drivers do that. It gets annoying after a while, but just try to stay in one lane if that's possible. If you can't, you know, it's not your fault, but just try and stay in one lane, please. So many people have caused me to wreck with the Selena 7 whenever I'm in the police Corvette. I've always get like run over by these cars. They're not always annoying, but they do that sometimes. Question 1, are you happy to be back in school? No. Now, I'm happy to be in school because it's high school, because I get way more freedom than I did before. My middle school was literally a prison. So I get way more freedom, however the workload is way worse than it was before. I've had at least 7 projects assigned to me, and some of them are due next week, which I'm kind of dreading. So it sucks, but you know, it's life, you have to go through it. Question 2, can you reading your setup vid? What? What? What does that mean? I'm gonna redo it eventually, but I'm not gonna read it. Question 3, can you try Tower of Hell? Sorry, but I don't like obby games. I've tried it before, I think, but I wasn't really interested in it, but I'm just not really interested in the obby games and stuff. I think my cat has been, like, dreaming bad dreams, because, like, she'll start sleeping, and she'll get, like, shivers in the back of her legs. Like, I hope it's not anything serious, but, like, she's been doing that. I mean, she's acting fine, like, she's grooming herself, she's purring when I pet her. You can probably hear her grooming herself, but, you know, I don't know what's wrong with her. I hope she's okay, I hope she's just dreaming. But, anyways, back to the questions. Would you rather own a McLaren P1 or a Bugatti Veyron in real life? That's a very tough question. Probably a McLaren P1 since it's a lot newer, and I'd probably prefer that over a Bugatti simply because it probably wouldn't break down. I've heard a lot of stories about like Veyrons and stuff like having like mechanical issues, but in terms of like looks and performance, I'd probably get a Veyron over a P1, but like for reliability, I'd get a McLaren P1. I mean, I'm sure both of them aren't reliable whatsoever, but you know, I'd probably prefer a McLaren P1. But I love the cars. I love both the cars. What do you want to be changed on UD map? I'd like for the maps to have a little bit more of a realistic feel to them. I mean, not like the buildings, I mean like the actual map that's on the side. I'd like that to have like a better realistic feeling to it. I'd like for the trees, like the new trees, to be pushed onto Odessa. Hopefully it wouldn't cause people to lag a lot. Also on Delancey too. I mean, because on those 2 games, you still have the mushroom trees. They look weird. Alright, question. Can you start a second channel on how to become a Roblox game developer? I'm rather new to it, and I would really like to maybe learn and see what other people know that I may not. Plus, it would be neat to put the Peachbury vids when you are working on the map. I did make a second channel, but it did horrible. It like struggled to get 30 views per video, and I never really uploaded on it much, so I just kind of scrapped it. I'm gonna keep all Peachbury stuff on here, but I might make like tutorials on how to like do certain stuff on Roblox Studio. However, if you want to get like deep into detail, like how to script and stuff, you need to like watch people like Alvin Blocks or whatever his name is. There's other YouTubers like that. If you want to learn how to get really good at scripting, watch one of those videos. So yeah, I'm not a good scripter whatsoever. Is Cook Rat is Cook Rat an official gangster? Yes he is. Are you hyped for the new chassis and trucker updates? Well, the chassis, I mean, I guess you could technically say they're in the game right now. They're kind of weird. I'd say mediocre in my opinion. But the trucker update, I am very hyped for the trucker update. I have high hopes for that update. Hopefully they don't screw it up. If you could own one car under $100,000 USD IRL, what would it be? Probably, actually that's a great question. How much does a Dodge Demon cost? 84,000. Yep, so I'd probably buy a Dodge Demon or something like that. Or maybe even a Corvette. What is your favorite map? Probably Monroe for like RP and stuff. For grinding, it'd probably be between Westover and Odessa. What is your favorite car for the looks? I'm actually starting to like that Mustang, that new Mustang that was added, simply because that was actually one of my dream cars at one point, so I'm actually starting to really like that car. The handling is another story though. If you could change one thing in UD, what would it be? Probably the quality of the updates. I wish the quality of the updates would be a lot better than they currently are. But that's actually pretty much it though. The game itself is fine. Alright, what do I do when I make a big oof and I bought the Veyron instead of the Venom? Yikes. A lot of people buy cars that they don't mean to buy in the game, not in real life. If you buy the wrong car in real life, then you have bad issues with buying stuff. I'd probably say just start grinding your money back with the Veyron as soon as you can. Maybe you could start liking the Veyron, but if you don't like the Veyron, just kind of use it to get to the Venom as soon as possible. Because if you wait, like you procrastinate, and you decide not to grind it right away, your motivation is just going to tank. So I'd probably recommend just doing it as soon as possible and then getting the Venom. Because at least if you're grinding it back, you're gaining miles in the process. So it's not a total loss. You're still gaining miles in XP. Which in the long run can actually be very helpful. So just start grinding your money back as soon as possible. Alright, question. Would you say that UD is a fair game to win to back then 2016 to now? I'd probably prefer UD in 2016 over UD now simply because it was so simple back then. I mean, to get good at the game, you could get good at the game in 3 weeks, easily. It was so easy to get good at the game. Now, it takes months to even get to the best car in the game. It takes like 2 or 3 months. Plus, UD back then had a lot less bugs, and it was just a decent game. Now, it's really, how do I say it? It's not bad, but it's really hard to get good at the game once you've just started. See, I started back when the cars were blocky, so I was already decent at the game when the game started to become more robust, as TTP would say in one of his announcements or whatever it was. I forgot what he said. But when the game started to become more robust than it was before, if you weren't already good at the game, it would be a lot harder to get good at the game than than it was before. So I'd probably prefer UD back in the day than I do now. Question 1. When did you become a UD guru? I hit 100k miles June 3rd, or was it July 13th? Was it July or June? I think it was July. June or July 13th of 2019 is when I became a UD guru. I hit 200k miles sometime in March, I think. So, yeah, I've been a guru for over a year now. Question 2. Do you have all the cars in UD? Not right now. I'm probably about 30 cars from getting all the cars in the game, which is why I'm going to be doing a huge spinning spree pretty soon. So, are you going to start another Roblox account for UD? No, I'm never going to do that. Because if I was to lose my current account, I would not like that. So I'd probably just like to stick with one account. That'd be great. Question 4. When's Break 100 on the police team coming? Very soon. And as a matter of fact, I'm recording this Saturday. I'll probably have it Sunday tomorrow. I'll be hosting a game night as well. So that's going to be coming pretty soon. Although this video might be uploaded some other time. So I'll probably be saying this after I hit rank 100. I really don't know. Do you think they will ever add quads or ATVs? It'd be a good addition to the game, but probably not. It'd be fun to drive those around like on the beach and stuff. That'd be really cool, but sadly, I don't think they're ever going to do that. Top 10 cars you want to see in UD Go? That'd actually be a good video idea, but I cannot list them all in this video, because that'd be way too many. But that is a good video idea. What's the best beginner car to grind on? Price, free to 250k. I'd probably say the best beginning car, like when you first start the game, is the Pontiac G8, or the Wolverine as it's called. Probably one of the best grinding cars as a starter in the game, simply because it's free, of course, and the stats are not bad for being a free car. Alright, question. What is the most underrated car in your opinion in Ultimate Driving? Underrated? I'd probably say, let's see, underrated. What's a car that nobody drives that I like? I actually cannot give you an answer, because I feel like every car that's not used is actually kind of bad in some ways. But I'd probably say maybe like a Veneno, simply because it's hardly used and it's a decent car. Now, I heard that it's like missing a few carbon fiber parts somewhere. I don't own one, so I can't really give you a, I can't really give you a full answer on the car, but I'd probably say maybe like a Lamborghini Veneno or something like that. What is your favorite drink? Coca-Cola all the way. I love Coca-Cola. By far, my favorite drink. I'd probably never switch drinks. It's by far my favorite drink, simply because of all the caffeine it has. Do you think Udie should add more customizational options? Yes, I really do think they should. They are actually going to be adding more within the next year or so, because it's on the proposed updates board. However, I don't know what there's going to actually be. I don't know what there's. Jesus Christ. I don't know what's actually going to be added into the game. So, I don't think they're going to be adding, like, spoilers and stuff, but I know they're going to be adding, like, materials, better window tint, and stuff like that. So, something like that, probably. Is Ultimate Driving still a good game? Honestly, to most people, not anymore. Personally, I say the game is alright at the stage it's in, but it was much better back in the day when the cars were still blocky. But, I mean, I'd say right now the game's mediocre for most. I still play it simply because I've had way too much dedication into the game. I don't want to just quit all of a sudden over something like an update. Unless the update was extremely game-breaking to the point where it could not be fixed, I'm probably never going to quit UD unless something happens. Or if I just flat out lose motivation to do anything, so. I'd say it's a decent game at the moment, but, that stuff changes fast. Did you make big jumps in buying cars or smaller jumps? I think I'm going from a Koenigsegg 1-to-1 to a Bugatti Chiron, so I have stuff to get and I don't lose internet. It's your choice, honestly, but I made huge jumps. Like, I went from the Camaro, like back when the game still had blocky cars, I went from the Camaro to the McLaren Can-Am, the best car in the game. So I went from like one of the starter cars into the game to the best car instantly. Now, back then, the gap between those two cars was small. It was only like 800k. Now, the gaps are like millions of dollars apart. So, I definitely recommend taking bigger jumps. But if you want to go for a Koenigsegg 1-to-1, or I'm sorry, if you want to go for a Chiron from a Koenigsegg 1-to-1, it's your choice. But I definitely prefer you taking bigger steps. Would you rather own a Dodge Viper ACR or a Dodge Demon? Definitely a Dodge Demon. You saw me a while ago with the question you asked, what car you'd buy at 100k. I said the Dodge Demon. I like the Dodge Demon simply because of its drag race time, and plus I love the looks of the thing. It looks awesome. Now, unfortunately, I'd probably never get one in my future, but it'd be a really cool car to own. The Dodge Viper, I mean, I like the Dodge Viper, but I definitely prefer a Demon over a Viper. Do you want the underwater tunnels to get removed because of all the glitches? Yes. I'm sick and tired of getting sucked into the roof of the tunnels. The tunnels is actually why I don't grind on Westover that much anymore. It gets boring after a while because of all of, like, the bridges and stuff. Like, grinding on a straight road that's literally just surrounded by water, it gets boring after a while, which is why I like to switch it up and go to Odessa sometimes. But the tunnels is definitely one of the big reasons why I don't play on it much anymore. Guys, can I get some support? I am in pain. I fell of a swing, and the swing hit my back, and I fell like 3 meters down or more. I may have a broken bone. I don't know. You'd usually know if you had a broken bone. Like, you'd be like busting out in tears if you had a broken bone. shout out to him if he's got a broken bone. Hopefully you recover. Sorry to hear about that. I've fallen off a swing many times, but I've never actually broken a bone in my entire life, and I want to keep it that way. So, yeah. Alright, another question. How much time did it get you to reach the point you are in now? Okay, that question actually did make sense. I'm just stupid. Well, I didn't actually start grinding, like, hardcore until late 2018, when I saw that other people had YouTube channels, and I was like, hey, I could do that. So I started getting motivation to grind from YouTube, and it turned into this right now. So, I'd probably say September 2018 is when I started to, like, actually grind in the game and get good. Alrighty, guys, I think that's all of the questions that I've been meaning to answer. I'm gonna go through again. But if I did not read your question, it's either because 1, it was already asked, 2, it made 0 sense, or 3, the question was like really personal or something like that. Well, it's probably one of those 3 reasons. But don't think like I hate you because I didn't read your question. That's not true. Plus, there was so many questions on this video, there's no way I could have read all of them. I read at least a solid 250 out of 300 comments. So, if I didn't read your question, I'm sorry, but, you know, there's just so many other questions, I can't really cater to them all. So, sorry guys, but, you know, hopefully your question was answered. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for submitting all of your questions. I know this video is going to be super long. It's going to be a headache to edit, but you know what? You guys deserve it. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.